So the next task at the design stage in the development of this database is to create what's called the data dictionary. We list the attributes for each of the entities and we note whether they're a primary key, as our walker ID and dog ID, and whether they're a foreign key, and that's our walker ID that we've taken from our one to many relationship. We need to decide on the data type for each of the attributes. And this is different from programming. In programming, we use words like integer, real, string, char, and boolean. When we're talking about databases, we use number, text, boolean, pops up in both places, and object. We also need to decide on the size of the data that's going to go into each of the fields when we come to build the database. Here we've got text that's going to be 20 characters long. The number, I chose to use number for my walker ID and text for my dog ID just to show that your primary keys didn't have to be a particular data type. The number, I want to make sure that's in the range 1000 to 999 inclusive. Contact number, I'm going to do a length check on it and make sure that it's 11 characters long. The dog ID I'm going to make is text, and that's going to be 4 characters long. And the breed is going to be a restricted choice, so I'm going to have a drop-down list of these words, and when you're creating your data dictionary, it's important to remember to list the different choices that will be on your restricted choice list. The other attribute that I wanted to mention was my foreign key that I've taken from as the primary key from my one table, and I've written here that it's going to be an existing walker ID from the walker table when I come to build the database. And it's important that it's an existing one. If you try and put in a walker ID for a dog and you put in a walker ID that doesn't exist, i.e. you don't have a walker with that walker ID, then you will lose what's called referential integrity, which I will talk about more later on.